Good morning, everybody. Today I want to share with you something that's happened within our family over the last 2-3 weeks. It was quite a shock. The background is that my daughter Kate, who's 42, she's married to Nick, and she has a daughter Libby who's 14, that's my granddaughter. And they live in Towcester in Northamptonshire. We got a call on Saturday night a couple of weeks back saying she'd been admitted to Northampton Hospital with chest pains following work that evening. She's a restaurant manager and she'd been doing some takeaway sessions during COVID. Well, to cut a long story short, she actually had a heart attack the following morning while she was in this hospital, and she was transferred to a cardiac unit at Kettering, where they were literally waiting for her to take her to theatre to remove a blood clot from her aorta, which is the main vessel running into the heart. They left her for a few days and did a few investigations and scans and MRIs and things, and they found that she also had a coronary artery that was blocked and needed a stent putting in. So she had one stent put in the aorta, and then this other stent to be put in, which was done about a week later. She's recovering at home. She was discharged a couple of days after it was done. She's on a lot of tablets. She's having a lot of rest. And she is doing a lot of life-changing thinking. Because as you can imagine, at 42, this was a bit of a shock. Not just to her, but to me as her mum as well, very definitely. Now, there was a verse that I read at this time, and I see now that it was really quite appropriate. It's from Job 22, verse 21, and it says, very simply, "Now acquaint yourself with him and be at peace. Thereby good will come to you." Now acquaint yourself with him and be at peace. Thereby good will come to you. And of course this is what I had to do. But what does acquaint mean? Acquaint. So I looked it up in the dictionary or a Google dictionary, and it says to cause to know personally or to make familiar with, or if you acquaint someone with something, you tell them about it so that they may know. So that they may know. And other words for acquaint are to advertise, to inform, to impart, to make known, to divulge, to grasp, to realise, and to know. Now, I don't mean to be this an English lesson today or anything like that. You all probably know what acquaint means anyway. But I liked that last one there, to know. And when you think about it, we do know so many people between us, don't we? We know about their likes and their dislikes and their patterns and their passions. We know many things about God in comparison. We know of his marvellous deeds in the past, and we can memorise biblical words about him. But do we really know him? Now in this verse, just note the now acquaint yourself. Now acquaint yourself. We can have experiences in the past that we can say, well, yeah, I acquainted myself with God during those. And we might even think about things that God and myself or you and God could be doing together in the future. But the issue is now. What is he saying today? Now, what was he saying to me in that? He was saying to acquaint myself with him and to be at peace. Very hard to do in the situation, and I must admit there were times when I did get very, very uptight, and I really was not myself during that whole time she was in hospital of 11 days. So Through this Kate experience, what was he saying? I don't know. I don't really know what he was saying. That might come to pass as time goes on. But to survive this awful assault, emotional assault and physical assault, and any other assault that happens to come our way, we must know that God is the all-sufficient one, that he's everything to us in that situation. Now, I had prayer groups all over the world, in fact, praying for Kate. I had family and lots of friends who it's been amazing how they've all responded and been so committed to praying for her. But the second line of this verse says, be at peace. Now, peace means a state of calmness, doesn't it? And I remember a friend ringing up to inquire about her, someone who's known her since she was a baby, in fact. And I just said to him, he's not a Christian. Matter of fact, he's really quite against it. But I just said to him, I know that God has got her in his hand. And that's all I need to know at this stage. I was okay about that. I knew that in the now, in that moment, God had her in his hand. God really does want us to know that he is all sufficient in all situations. He's more than all sufficient. He's a provider. These are some of the words are in the Bible, aren't they? Provider. He's our fortress. He's a haven of rest. He's our strong tower. He's our defender, our father, our friend, our confidant, our true love and our prince. He's all those things. And these things in his nature, just like it is when we know somebody or acquaint ourselves with somebody and know about them, they come to light in situations when he has to be all that we need and all that we grasp onto. So really, I would say acquaint yourself now with God, because we don't know what's around the corner. I certainly didn't the other week when she had that heart attack. And you will be prepared and you will know that he can be all these things to you. You're all-sufficient God. And because of that, you can be prepared in your spirit for anything.